Hello people, welcome to Control Part 1. I did play a bit of this already, but for the purposes of the stream I'm just going to start from the beginning.
Fair warning. This is gonna be weirder than usual. Can't be helped. You called me. So here I am. I know I shut you out sometimes. I'm always glad to hear from you. It's just that I get my hopes up. So many times it's led to nothing. I found nothing. It's like we live in a room, and there's a poster on the wall. We stare at it and we think that's the whole world. The room and the poster. The picture's something nice. A landscape, a famous person. Like in that movie, what is it called? The prison movie.
Okay.
The room's a cell, and the picture, it's different for each of us. It can be beautiful or terrible, but we're all transfixed. But it's all a lie. Something to distract us from the truth. They're lying to us. We're lying to ourselves. The room's not the world. The world is much bigger and much stranger. There's a hole hidden behind that poster that leads to the real world. We all feel safe in that room. But sometimes something crawls out from behind the poster. And the ones that see it happen freak out and try to forget what they saw. I'm here. Why did you bring me here? Hello?
So there are some technical
Anyone
hiccups,
here?
despite the fact that it should be fine. So I'm going to pause on documents for a bit, just so that obviously you can read them if you want to. I'm probably not going to do that for videos. That's pretty creepy.
This seal. I saw it a long time ago. I keep seeing it in my dreams.
I don't know, maybe I'll read it if it's interesting or something. Ooh, bit of popping. That's the janitor. Soon to be Zachariah Trench.
Federal Bureau of Control. All these years I've been looking for them, and they were hiding in plain sight.
Redacted. A shark in his redacted, although secure, redacted, permission to redacted, following basic protocol redacted. Shoot to kill. Redacted. Good luck. That's a lot of redacting. Currently playing, there's an XCOM type game that's about the Cold War and some conspiracy, and that has a lot of redactions as well. Hello, as you should all know by now, the R4 reports are due by the end of the week. We're still waiting on them for a number of people. If you need an extension, please request form R4.E from your supervisor. If you think you're exempt from filing an R4, then you need to get written permission from your department chief saying so. Remember, R4s are mandatory under section 75.2 of the employee manual. If your R4 requires interdepartmental claims, then please contact the appropriate department head, Dr. Darling, Ms. Marshall, Mr. Salvador, and Mr. Kirkland, as needed. They'll be busy on Thursdays in their annual policy review, so please schedule accordingly. Best, your admin team.
Hello? Hey, excuse me?
The almighty janitor.
There you are. You are here about the job. Janitor's assistant. You need to go to the interview. Go that way to the elevator.
Thanks. Elevator that way. Got it.
Very good. I'm Ahti, the janitor, by the way. You'll work for me. You can say I sent you. If they don't hire you, you are no helvet. There be work for the axe. Take them behind the sauna, you hallout.
I've done enough night shift loner jobs to know it makes us come off weird. Ahti the janitor is a friendly face in my book.
Better than somebody with no face at all. Think about it. No face.
But that said, I know what you're thinking. If there's an axe murderer around, that's him.
She didn't twig onto the fact that he read her mind.
The cell and the poster. I was 11 years old the first time I saw behind the poster. They told me I imagined it. I've been trying to pull it down ever since. Will you help?
This be a great series. I always liked a lot of the Remedy games, especially the recent stuff. Like, one of my favorites is Alan Wake. And I know this game has a DLC for it, which I'm fairly excited to play. I kind of like weird. And this reminds me of like Warehouse 13, the obvious being the SCP Foundation.
Did I lose you there for a moment? You know what's on my mind. My baby brother, Dylan. 17 years since the men of this bureau took him.
Welcome to the oldest house. Proceed deeper into the bureau. Federal Bureau of Control reminder, redrafting any public-facing material. While penning any notification of death related to the Willow AWE, please adhere to the following guidelines. Words or phrase to users. In the service of his or her country. Regret, proud or pride, will be remembered. Words and phrases to avoid. Alaska, scissors, blood, bleed, loss, apologies, sorry. Guess I accidentally knocked it. It's running all right now. Then maybe it won't later. Barbara, I'm not to be disturbed. Cancel all of my appointments for the day for the rest of the week. I can't trust them, Barbara. Not a single one. Trench. Rutrow.
Shit. Shit.
You want me to pick it up? The murder weapon? Really? And there goes the poster.
Objects of power can cause or be results of AWE's altered world events, intrusions upon the perceived reality. Now, the service weapon is, of course, a prime example of an OOP, a very powerful one, ingrained in the Bureau's DNA, a key component in our prime candidate program. Come out of that Russian roulette a winner and you're it.
Look at this place. Where am I?
Force blast.
The same gun. Okay, now I have a gun.
Oh. It's nice that they just stood there for me. No? I'm not gonna pick it up? Oh, that's health. Okay. Am I missing one? Alright,
Something's coming. This threat. An attack. director. Keep the Bureau safe.
Did you hear that? It's the dead man. Right after the pyramid spoke to me, and it was just noise, and I understood every word. And this gun's alive. You know what? I'm happy. Happy to be here.
Drinking the Kool-Aid.
Things have quieted down outside. Is it safe to go?
There is no.
You can't let this happen. 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 You stopped it. You... Oh, thank you. That was... horror.
Picture of trench. Service weapon. OOP-1-KE. Containment procedure. No unique procedures required. Description: para-utility. The object's form is variable. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarians to redact it. This object must only be bound by individuals seeking the role of redacted. The object will determine whether redacted. If rejected, the applicant is terminated. This process is dictated by the redacted, though their criteria is unknown. Background. The object was inside the oldest house in the room that is now used as the director's office. The popular hypothesis redacted many forms throughout history. Redacted Mjolnir, Excalibur, Varunastra, all weapons that redacted of their wielders. If objects of power are the convergence of forces based on a collective subconsciousness, then this may be the original manifestation of that event. If this is the case, redacted. See Dr. Darling presentation 11.1 for more details. No, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. I've seen it. Hey. Don't I look official? Sneaky sneak.
The hotline. Secure line of communication.
Oh, that's cool.
Guidance.
It's actually protected.
Reach the hotline.
Hotline. Says the
Miami.
dead man. Okay.
Stay down. Marshall, AWE investigations. For Marshall's eyes only. Marshall. We checked out the suspected AWE in Duluth. It wasn't anything, just the house fire before this. Just like the house fire before this, and the malfunctioning clothes dryer before that. My team is getting pretty sick of the duds. We need to find a better way to sort the fake AWEs from the real thing. Or you need to rotate these field agents off for a bit. Anyway, we're en route to Sherman Ranch. Next one on the list. Let's hope it's a little livelier there. Sincerely, Special Agent Keenum. I don't want to go the right way, so I want to explore. Dinner reservations at 7 p.m. at Chez Ombre. Wife will meet you there, don't be late. Flowers are ready for you at the lovely reception. Remember, she's turning 46. Where's my secretary for that? God damn.
Reminder, if you experience an unanticipated building shift, follow these simple steps. 1. Search the room for any altered items or objects of power. 2. Carry the altered item or object of power to the nearest safe room. 3. Wait for Bureau staff to find you and the object.
Look like I'm
If
skating.
there are no altered items or objects of power in the vicinity, then reach your supervisor via the nearest intercom and await further instructions.
Quite the ballerina.
Thank you for your attention.
Or ice skater. Whee! Right. Couldn't see anything else. No. Alright. Back to Central Executive.
The hissing sound that tried to invade me earlier. The hiss. Burrowing into everything in this place.
Is the hiss your enemy? Alright, it's our enemy.
That babble's contagious. It burrows in like an infuriating melody that makes you hum it over and over.
Oh yeah, there's a setting for oh, okay. This might get copyrighted then in that case. This was while I'm just starting out and this won't get well, this will get copyrighted, but I'm not gonna be getting money from this anyway. I'm not monetizing it. Examination of paranatural topics, urban legends. Summary. Urban legends are believed to affect the creation of altered materials, but can also dictate the characteristics of an altered world event. Urban legends are understood as the modern evolution of Jung's archetypes. We recognize certain redacted, informed by our own redacted, and popularized by our media. We have additionally proven that urban legends can even be artificially redacted in popular culture using Redacted, our bureau-made anthology television program. Once the seeds are sown, human imagination exacerbates the details. Certain paranatural phenomena contains clear elements of popularized folklore. AWEs that only occur on Redacted, a pair of scissors that consume human Redacted through 2 punctures on the Redacted. These details, living in the minds of so many, have been given strength through belief. Urban legends are not just stories for children, they are paranatural realities waiting to happen. Refer to file 4-93-6942 for full report. Visitor evaluations. How to handle unscheduled visitors entering the lobby. Start with the following. Welcome to the Federal Bureau of Control, established in 1964 as a part of an effort to strengthen governmental relationships. We are proud to serve the United States and her people as we strive for transparency and excellence in all aspects of our esteemed nation's infrastructure. If they do not leave, then ask them the questions: are you here to see someone? 2. Are you from New York or just visiting? 3. How did you find this place? If their answers are sufficiently harmless, explain that this is a secure federal office and they will need to leave. If their answers seem redacted, escort them to a private room. There, perform the gunner's psychological assessment. If their responses are within the acceptable range of deviance (brackets, see the provided scoring sheet), then redact it immediately. Remember, there's no such thing as too suspicious. It's very Cold War. I mean, the sort of utilitarian nature and utilitarian design of this building is very Cold War / 80s-ish, along with the tech. But yeah, it's very oppressive atmosphere.
Must cleanse control points.
Died.
An enemy. Corrupt. It's ready to...
You wanna let me?
Cleanse the control point. What does that mean? Help me fix it.
Holy shit. You did it. We did it.
Hello? Can you hear me? Are you with us? With the Bureau? Are you still safe?
Yeah, for now.
Can't tell you how happy I am to talk to somebody sane.
The feeling's mutual. Yeah, I'm Pope, Emily Pope, Dr. Darling's assistant.
My turn. Should I lie?
Jesse Faden. I'm just visiting.
I should have lied.
Oh, shit. You're the new director. Hold on. We're coming out.
Director Faden.
Call me Jesse.
Okay, Jesse. I'm Emily. Look, somehow this hostile force, this...
Hiss?
that works? Somehow the Hiss managed to infiltrate the building without any warning.
And just like that, my name for it is official. The Hiss. Like the sound of poison gas leaking in.
We're in full lockdown. It seems to have spread everywhere and to everyone not protected by an HRA. And, extraordinarily, you. You are the director, and that makes you special by definition. Trench is no longer the director, obviously. I'm sorry, I'm talking too much. This whole situation is just a lot.
Trench is dead. Shot.
Ah.
I found his body. And the gun.
Do I tell her it looked like a suicide?
The service weapon.
Also, and this can sound crazy, but he keeps appearing to me, saying things. It's hard to make out, but he told me to cleanse the control point, push the Hiss out. The whole room shifted around.
You did that? And you entered the building when it was already in the lockdown before you became the new director? How?
I'm not ready to tell her about you yet.
A janitor let me in.
I love it. This is fucking unbelievable. I can't even... Look, Jesse, I have a million questions, and you probably have a million more.
Like, do you know my brother Dylan? Not yet.
But there's something I need to ask you to do first. If you can cleanse a control point, then you can maybe cure those infected or possessed by the hiss. Because if that's possible, our options are very different.
Emily Pope. I don't know her, but I like her already. She's the opposite of the faceless agency I've blamed for what happened to me for so long. But I can't trust her yet. Or rather, the Bureau she's a part of.
Yes. I can try.
I'm speaking for you, of course. We can try it together. Okay. You with me? We did it before. Push the hiss out.
It says no.
It didn't work. The hiss has burrowed too deep. Ripping it out rips them apart.
Whoops.
Jesse, over here.
I can't cleanse them.
I saw. It was worth a shot. Thank you, Director. Jesse.
I'm gonna tell her why I'm here. I'll risk it.
Listen, the Bureau was involved in an incident in my hometown, Ordinary, 17 years ago. The Bureau came in and covered the whole thing up. I've been looking for this place for a long time.
That's enough. Maybe that's too much already. I can't tell her about Dylan and the rest yet.
I've seen mentions of an Altered World event case dealing with Ordinary. You were at Ground Zero as a child? It was one of the big ones, and before my time. And very classified. I can try to dig out some old files for you. My boss, Casper Darling, would know, but he's missing. I think he knew this was coming, or suspected. He came up with the HRAs, the Hadron Resonance Amplifiers. I think they're what saved us. Or a few of us. And Director Trench would know.
Trench, the ghost, or whatever he is, he mentioned something called the Hotline. Said I should find it.
It's another object of power, like the gun, an old Bakelite telephone. A direct line of communication between the director and the board. Maybe he can talk to you more clearly through that. I mean, Trench has years and years of experience. He might know how to destroy the hiss.
Where is the hotline?
It's kept in the communications department through the mailroom. It's part of this sector, so we can access it even with the lockdown in place. We'll get the door open for you.
Okay, that's my next stop.
That's Tomasi's department. He's the head of communications. I don't think he had an HRA. He kind of made a point about not wearing one earlier. Keep an eye out.
He may be his.
They call me the director. But that's not me. I'm not a director type. I'm not a leader.
Not yet.
Why am I here? I think you already know. Yes, I came for my brother, but there are other reasons too. I said I was looking for answers, but I might never understand them. I'm not looking for proof. This is already it. More than enough. No matter what they told me all those years, I know it's real now. I didn't imagine this. I want to be a part of this world. What scares me shitless is that I finally found it. Only to see the hiss destroy it all.
They are like the Men in Black, but with weird objects.
I know this is all new to you, so don't hesitate to ask me anything you want to know. There are no stupid questions. The door to the comms department is just outside the boardroom back in the lobby. They should have gotten it open by now. Follow the signs to the mailroom. You can get to the hotline containment chamber through there. Good luck, Jesse. See you back here once you have the hotline.
Thanks, Emily.
Yeah, rather than extraterrestrial aliens would deal with weird objects.
The hotline should be in the communications department.
Where did the hiss come from?
I'm not sure. You said the hiss was here when you entered. Did you see anything like that outside before you came in?
No. No, just inside.
The source is internal then. See, the oldest house is a sprawling complex with openings to other places as well. I don't even know where to start looking. But in the context, it's good news. The lockdown holds. The hiss escaping the building would be the end. Pretty shitty world out there if you ask me, but I wouldn't want the hiss to destroy it.
With you on that, Emily.
Yeah, we would currently know about lockdown, won't we?
You mentioned the oldest house. What is it?
This building, the Bureau headquarters, the oldest house, is a shifting place. You've seen it. It transcends its physical limits.
I've been to New York a few times. How didn't I notice this place?
It's an attribute of the building. This is a place of power. The oldest house doesn't like attention, so unless you're purposely trying to find it, you don't, which is perfect for us. The work we do here is essential, but unstable. The Bureau prefers not to be noticed. And we need strong walls to make sure nothing gets out.
So without you, I never would have found the front door.
Okay. This Trench guy. I keep hearing him in my head. Is he a ghost? Haunting me?
I doubt we're talking about a ghost in the traditional sense, but an echo maybe. See, if he was killed by the service weapon, your gun, maybe it's his final thoughts recorded by the bullet in his brain, like a deep space probe sending back data. But that's just a hypothesis on my part. I'd need the gun to research it. But you better hold on to that given the circumstances.
I think I will. Yeah. Can you tell me what an object of power is exactly? This is all, well, new to me.
Don't worry, I love going over the basics. So objects of power are mundane objects that house paranatural energies and have developed a link to the astral plane and can thus be controlled, which is what differentiates them from altered items, which are still housings of paranatural forces, but are more volatile and cannot be bound in the peri-utilitarian sense. Got it?
Did she memorize this?
Got it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yes, she did. But she works for, like, the brainiac of the Bureau, so she's gotta remember something.
So HRA stop you from becoming Hiss?
Well, it seems that way. I mean, I hadn't even heard of an HRA until a few weeks ago when Dr. Darling started handing them out. Well, I began analyzing mine as soon as I got it. I mean, each one seems to emit a powerful short-range frequency way beyond anything I've ever seen.
Doesn't the timing seem suspicious?
I thought that too. Dr. Darling usually likes to unveil his latest breakthrough in big presentations. With these, he just passed them out. Yeah, his behavior makes me wonder what exactly he knew.
Alright, talk to you later.
Thanks, Emily. I'm sure I'll have more questions soon.
Just let me know.
No doubt, no doubt. Okay, so I'm supposed to go that way. Okay, health recovery per element picked up. Sure, why not? Clearance level. No. Is this where I came from? Don't look at anything in here. Also, don't look at. Certainly gives a sense of oppression, doesn't it? Listen, I know you can't control building shifts, but the executive level restroom has been missing for weeks now. I worked my ass off in the Islamabad station for 3 years. I've earned the right to a nice workplace shifter. If you can't bring it back, at least find out where it went. D. Rodriguez. Oh yes, old D. Rog. Let's see, energy recovery. I'm gonna guess that's ammo. Copyright music again. Research. Technological restrictions. Examination of paranatural topics. Technological limitations of the Oldest House. Summary. The Oldest House imposes certain limitations on our Bureau, but by far the most restrictive is the inability to use certain technological instruments. The Oldest House does not allow devices that receive or emit any redacted signal. Radio waves are the only transmittable signals in the Oldest House, and even those are often unreliable. If the power of collective unconsciousness is taken into account, it could be that certain pieces of technology are too new in the cultural redacted for the Oldest House to redacted them. Similarly, these items have not been known to be receptacles of altered status. Technology may be moving at too fast a pace for the redacted to occur. Modern technology tends to disappear and break here, sometimes quite violently. Redacted agents have been injured by cell phones exploding in their pockets while entering the Oldest House. Refer to file 4/19/1935 for a full report. That's where I came from. House memory. Not enough clearance. Oh, maybe this is where we came from now.
There it is again. A welcome message.
Okay. I'll probably forget that button soon. Okay. That's weird. Travel costs. Summary. Week 83 report. Visited the following Nevada accommodations: Desert Sun Inn, Big Sky Motel, Starlight Motel, In and Out, Aztec Court, Sleepy Bear Motel, Silver Spurs Ranch, El Gato Blanco Inn, A+ Lodge. Expenditures. Accommodation $831.29. Meals $714.84. Gasoline $295.12. Mini bar asterisk $313.61. I do wonder if a model let's start that again. I do wonder if a motel called the Ocean View is going to be found in a landlocked state, but hey, I guess I'm not paid to think, right? And for the record, I again request that you give us the budget to get 2 rooms each night. Agent Rowley and myself are very tired from sleeping in the same room. See you on the road. Agent L. Hines. The boys in research said performing rituals may help identify any places of power. Drinking these little whiskies is my ritual. Yeah, any excuse to raid the minibar, eh? Oops. That was the wrong button. That's a lot of lasers. These ones will take serious. It's gonna hurt.
Yes, it's overpowering here. You don't want me anywhere near it. With you on that.
Hiss barrier. The Hiss resonance field is a physical impediment that is difficult to define. Hiss barriers appears as a way to impede escape or access by Bureau personnel. 2 methods have been discovered for lowering them. 1. Destroy the multiple concentrated resonance sources found in the vicinity. 2. Destroy the Hiss entities in the area. The resonance field seems to require support for their size and density from other non-connected source of Hiss resonance. Without the ability to draw from these sources, the barrier will fall. Does an inactive structure made of Hiss resonance qualify as a conscious being? Does the distinction make any difference when considering the Hiss? What does the very act of building walls to prevent our movement tell us about the Hiss? To what degree is it watching and planning? Refer to file redacted for full report. Hiss agent. Summary. The Hiss manifests in human hosts in numerous ways. The most common and least intense form is seen by many corrupted agents floating throughout the Bureau. The Hiss agents have maintained their human appearance, undergoing no obvious physical transformation. The most notable distinction for an unaffected human is the fact they levitate. These Hiss have displayed no aggressive behavior. They only seem interested in vocalizing the strange incantation ad infinitum. Perhaps these vessels are only meant to propagate the hiss corruption like spores or Wi-Fi boosters. Or are they cocoons, preparing to enter the next stage of evolution? When attacked as agents disappear, perhaps entering a state of invisibility, or undergoing a transformation in a purely resonant form. Research is ongoing. Refer to file redacted for full report. Any more? Havana summary. Event summary. Havana Or 48. An auditory event occurred at the United States Embassy in Havana, injuring the majority of diplomatic staff stationed there. Redacted deaths were reported, and the outgoing information has been managed. Event response. Bureau agents arrived at the embassy on the same day as the event was reported through federal channels, but were too late to witness the AWE, which is reported to have been redacted. Staff experienced sudden intense vibrations and noise, accompanied by an intense pressure in the ears. This lasted for redacted minutes. No visual phenomena was witnessed, the scene was cordoned off, and the embassy staff was transported to the continental US. After Formula I.9 was recited in the vicinity, a single cowboy boot began to vibrate, identifying it as an altered item. The item was contained and brought to the Bureau for examination. See case file AI-85 for details. Hey, this hurts. That's a lot. What was that? Energy recovery speed, health boosts. Okay. MA refund chance on hit. Energy gain on headshot. Let's do refund.
The name of the sound resonates in your
Trench. Dead letter approval. Greetings, Director Trench. I'd like to thank you for approving my request for the Dead Letters Archive. Cataloguing the Bureau's collection of delinquent mail will provide an extremely handy database that research teams can use in search for any connections or related topics found among the letters. Aside from the more functional purposes, the archive will allow us to preserve these windows into authentic human encounters with the paranatural world. The letters come to us from various places and times, gathered by the Postal Service as undeliverable. The Bureau is the perfect home for them. I realize not all letters contain accounts of genuine paranatural events, but even the erroneous ones allow us insight into how the unknown is perceived by real people. Of course, I will first compile a system to allow us to analyze the letters for any information or suspected connections to AWEs and other altered materials. So thanks again. Can't wait to delve into my dead letters. P. Bartwell. We got a weird definition of fuck. But hey, you do singing fish. Mr. Governor, I called the police, but they never came to my house. I got a problem, and you've got folks to send, send folks to fix it. I've got my wife and one of them singing fish on the wall. It's not a real fish. It sings when you hit a button, but it's got the devil in it. It flies around at night and sings devil songs. Says a lot of cuss words. The devil got in my house 'cause of the fish, and you gotta come handle it. My wife is real upset. When can you come? Sincerely, Dwayne Barr. Yeah, he ain't a speller. Mods, huh? What's this? Projectile spread less. Let's explore around.
Just look at it. 8 inches wide and capable of storing a whopping 80 kilobytes. Stolen by our friends at the CIA, the disk held the launch codes to Soviet nukes. This is not the disk, of course, but one exactly like it. A perfect fusion of concepts vibrating in the Cold War era collective unconscious. A receptacle. It is a receptacle for dangerous energies to hone in on. And they did. We don't have the details, but when things started flying around the disk, it was transferred to us.
Communications. We're on the right track.
Alright, maybe later. Okay. Wait. Machine guard. I had a dream and I built the thing I saw in my dream. A machine that will contain God. But not the God you know or the ones anyone knows. A new God. This machine will be his body and his heart and his mind. I made it just like the dream showed me. I used the motor from the refrigerator and the coils from my toaster and the fan plus the timing belt from my car's engine and the wheels from my son's skateboard. God can't move yet, but the dream said he would learn how to on his own. This is just a beginner's body, like a baby's, but a machine instead. God only needs a place to start. If you want to interview me, please contact me at the address on the envelope. My phone doesn't work anymore. I had to use the dialing plate on God. Let's go ahead. I guess I have done it already. anything here? Dead presidents. To whom it may concern, I'm being contacted by the past presidents of the United States of America. They appear as spirit guides, giving me their wisdom. John Adam keeps saying I need to fix America, but I can't really understand him. They all have a lot of opinions. People tell me I'm imagining it, but Theodore Roosevelt showed me how to fix my lawnmower. I don't know a thing about lawnmowers. Explain that. I have great dead men telling me about the past and the present. If you'd like to use my abilities to help run the government, please let me know. I know the White House could use me. Yours in earnest, James Bartholomew. Ah yes, that's exactly what the American administration needs. Some guy who thinks he can speak to their president.
Stepping to the FBC.
Yeah, no. Book Club, Penny. Hello, avid readers. The Bureau Book Brunch will convene at the usual spot in the corner table of the cafeteria at 5 p.m. on Tuesday. Currently discussing Unless You by J.D. Brooks. Everyone should get their reviews to me by Monday before lunch so I can generate some conversation starters before the meeting. Happy reading. Penny Bartwell. Alright, to the next area. I came from there. Take it. Well, that worked. Sharp. Oh, what's this? Guess so. Yeah, this was where I came from. So I can't reach that thing here yet. I now saw something interacting right in that corner. In here, that's where I picked up the file. And that. Closed, I guess, until I clear that area. Down here, I think. It's upstairs and this side. Shutters. Undefined reading. Alright, let's see what's in this shelter. Book Club Season. Book Club Notes for Penny by L. Sampson. So I don't usually read a lot of sci-fi, but as far as space operas go, this was alright. The title Useless You could refer to a bunch of things in the book, I guess, but I thought it was a little vague and stupid. The way the characters kept throwing it around almost like a catchphrase got real annoying real fast. The best part of the story was the space battles. I sided with the Fixers, obviously, because they had the coolest tech and their motives made the most sense to me. Honestly, if I had to choose between some hoity-toity flowers and guns space hippies, or a badass bunch of warriors who go around devouring planets like cheap sushi on a Sunday, I know who I'm picking. That scene where they invade City Planet and convert the entire population using brainworms, and the space dogfight between those two ace pilots, sign me the fuck up. What kind of ruined the whole thing for me was when my favourite character got killed not even halfway through the story by getting a battery cylinder launched into his face by a gravitational anomaly. His death didn't feel necessary at all. 2 of 5. You really got into that book. Tell you a cool series I read was Saga of the Seven Sons. Kevin J. Anderson. Awesome. Love
Object
that
of power.
They recently
Yes, I've latched onto it. We need to cleanse it.
They recently started doing sequel series, and I've yet to buy those and read those, but I will probably get to it at some point. But I don't generally have a lot of time to work on those. There's just other stuff I'd rather be doing. It's not that reading books are bad or anything, it's just I like mangas because they've got a visual component. I like TV series because it's like the other stuff. Please. Let's wipe it down, you know? Teach us to believe.
It's harder to hear you when I'm here. It's like the channel's been changed. The board's in charge here. They're pyramids in the Bureau seal. Are they really the ones pulling the strings? I'm not their director. I'm no one's director.
Damn, I gotta love this ray trace stuff though. Like, what got me is that it used to be that it wasn't very realistic when you had a bunch of reflections, kind of like this. They had to render it with non-RTX, like in Watch Dogs. But man, when RTX is on, it's so okay. Soulbound.
There you are. You were gone. Cut off. I got it. Just like you wanted, right? This will help me fight the hiss.
I'm 11. With a gun. Whoa. Watch out, 11 has a gun. Damn it. Hiss Ranger. Field research on Hiss entity. Hiss corrupted Ranger. Confidential. Summary. The Rangers are the Bureau's well-trained and well-armed expeditionary forces. Their Hiss corrupted counterparts are equally formidable. Prior to corruption, Rangers were trained to use a variety of weapons in order to face any threat they found during all response or threshold exploration, including submachine guns, assault rifles, and automatic shotguns. Hiss Rangers utilize these weapons as well as the advanced tactics taught by Bureau instructors. Some are additionally outfitted with Bureau-made body armor. Hiss Rangers have no observable paranormal abilities beyond some being protected by shielding of dense Hiss resonance, capable of stopping bullets. Considering the advanced training the Hiss Rangers are capable of applying in their situation, is it feasible to consider the human mind still remains intact to some degree, or is the Hiss able to tap into this combat training and utilize it? Further observation is required. Refer to file redacted for full report. Field research on Hiss entity, Hiss corruption, demolition expert confidential. Summary. The Bureau only allows certain highly trained individuals to handle volatile materials and weaponry. Our demolition experts are instructed in the use of explosives in dimensions with distinct physical laws, making them important assets for engineering work as well as combat situations. Hiss demo experts are the only observable Hiss variation to wield the specially built rocket-propelled grenade that is designed to identify and track redacted entities once fired, making them a threat whose termination should be prioritized in combat scenario. I find it remarkable that the Hiss restrict usage of this weapon to the Bureau personnel who's trained specifically for its use. What does this tell us about its behavior? Can it not pass along new information to corrupted entities? Still too many unknowns. Refer to file redacted for full report.
Emily said that the hotline can be reached through the mailroom.
I guess it's a container. Squish. I guess that counts. Launch efficiency. Good. And your creepy damn voices.
this reality, you must swallow the waves to drag you away after this cry for applause. This cliche.
Does do more damage than my pistol. Health recovery. Let's see what mods I've got now. Recovery, launch energy. Is that the one I've got equipped? Yeah, mine's better. Rip Pearson spin. Case files. Floppy disk. Floppy disk. Oops. Oops key. OOP5-KE. Containment procedure must be contained in a cell with no other loose material. Description / para utility. The object is an 8-inch diskette containing Soviet-era nuclear launch codes. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarians to telekinetically lift materials and throw it a short distance. Brackets, see Darling presentation 11.15 for more information. The object is currently bound to Redacted for research purposes. Background. Stolen from a Soviet military base located in Redacted by agents Redacted and Redacted with the CIA, the diskette contained launch codes to Redacted missiles believed to be reserved for use against Redacted. After being returned to America, the diskette began throwing computational hardware at members of the decoding team. An informant in the CIA tipped the Bureau off, and it was requisitioned by agents the next day. Tomasi Willow Ore outcome. Re-information campaign summary of Willow Ore. National news sites have begun publishing the story of the polar bear attack on the Alaskan town. You all know I don't like to boast, but claiming that the family was killed by migrating polar bears desperate for food because their ecosystem is being ruined by global warming was a stroke of genius. Using current ecological concerns to make the public less likely to redact it. So another AWE behind us, and the public is none the wiser. Well done, everyone. It's a strong campaign and perfectly executed. This doesn't mean we can stop monitoring Redacted, and Redacted for any off-message opinions, but it's looking like we're in the clear. Tomasi out. I should start signing off my emails with Louis out. I wonder how people would accept that. It sounds a little bit aggressive. So I'll probably not do that. But yeah, certainly would be an interesting way of doing it. Pretty sure I'm supposed to head that way. But I want to explore a bit more first. Okay, stupidly dark. But I can't see any button prompts. Alright. Ooh. Yeah, why not? Cleanse. Ritual initiation. Ah, yes, music I can't hear. Nice. I'll probably have to play this through offline. Unstable mental.
Listening to America Overnight, mystifying the airwaves for more than 29 years. Thank you for staying up with us. Ghosts. We've had many callers over the years tell us of hauntings, voices, and other phantasmagorical phenomena. Today, friend of the
Is the refresh rate funky? Be that. Display. Yeah, I need to do that.
Dr. Quincy Reagan tells his story.
I guess it's still there.
Thanks. While staying at the Chili Pines Motel in Macon for last year's SuspiciaCon. I was in room 47. Night manager, an avid listener of the program, insisted I take this particular room. Now, the manager explained that years back, the body of a man was discovered under the bed. Inside that wooden border that motel beds tend to have. The body had been there weeks, he said. Guests had stayed there, sleeping with the corpse a foot below. They only found the body when housekeepers complained about the smell. Hauntings have been reported in room 47 ever since. I happily took the room. I fell asleep pretty quick, checking under the bed first, of course. No ghosts visited me, no chilly spots or flickering lights. But when I woke up, I found myself under the bed. It was dark and stiflingly hot. Luckily, I was able to push the mattress off and crawl out before I suffocated. The night manager was kind enough to find me another room. There you have it, listeners. What we call ghosts take many forms. Quincy was brave enough to tell his story, and I encourage you to keep calling and writing whenever you encounter something strange, something you can't explain. Maybe you're seeing colors that we have no name for. Maybe your toaster is possessed. Remember, dear listeners, everyone else believes you.
That is the right way then. Man, I can't imagine my office looking like this. Jesus Christ. I think the design aesthetic is brutalism, maybe? I could be wrong. Marshall, lockdown distinctions. Pay attention, Alberto. This is the last time I'm explaining this. Internal lockdowns are manually triggered events that lock one or all of the sectors by restricting use of the sector elevator, effectively locking staff in their sector until the emergency is handled. They can only be lifted via the directional override in maintenance once the director is satisfied the situation is under control. External lockdowns are a bigger deal, nothing in or out of the whole building. It's only triggered by a code red containment breach based on some complicated system that security and research slap together. It can only be lifted once A, the threat has been neutralized, and B, a high clearance individual gives the system the all clear. This process is not the same as directorial override, so stop saying so in the documentation. I know it's confusing as hell. I've told Darling 100 times to change it, but they're adamant it stays the way it is. Honestly, I don't think they even know how to change it at this point. Let's make sure our staff understand how this mess works. Okay? Marshall. It's probably lockdown B. Shouldn't have done that. Why did I pick it up? Sprint to escape the blast.
This must open the door.
It's different. Located in a different place this time, rather than upstairs. That'd be the radio. That guy's not up here. Alright. I guess if you missed the first one, there's a pass up here. This one's locked, judging by the red light. I was down there. Go this way. I think it came from there. Splatter. Enemies in here still? Nope, murdered them all. Ooh, what's that? Take it. House memory. guess I'm supposed to go now. So I'm not supposed to go down. Oh yeah, I skipped the guy who got kicked out that door, didn't I? Of course I did.
They can fly now. Great.
These things can fly?
I have a feeling he'll be back.
He'll be back.
Let's stay focused. The hotline should be past the mailroom.
Man, it was a veritable slaughter. Tea time. Hey Malcolm, yes, tea time is at 7. I'll see you at the course on Sunday morning. By the way, have you heard about this Tennyson report? Apparently there's a bunch of copies drifting around the office. Trench is looking to get his hands on any information about who wrote it. You wouldn't happen to have heard anything about that, would you? See you Sunday, Jim. Anything else around here? That's a big ass no. Alright.
Alberto Tomasi, head of comm.
Not anymore.
This got him.
All right, take this down. The situation in Cuba has been evaluated by the relevant authorities. The mysterious illness affecting the staff at the U.S. Embassy in Havana was caused by sonic weaponry in the hands of a foreign power. Numerous personnel have damage to the inner ear, but most are expected to make a full recovery. Of course, the event also damaged their cellular walls, but we can't blame that on some stupid noise gun. Thank God no local doctors examined them first. Honestly, what are the odds an altered item would show up inside a U.S. embassy? Talk about good luck, huh? So much easier to... Hey, are you still recording this?
You didn't tell them to stop. Butte summary. Butte, AWE 17. Event summary. A spate of disappearances was traced to a home in the city of Butte where Bureau agents discovered a translocative light switch cord. Event response. Bureau agents arrived at the home of a local celebrity located at Redacted, which had been connected to a total of redacted disappearances in the area. Agents found no one inside. While searching a closet, an agent pulled the light switch cord and disappeared from view. Another agent was selected to pull the cord in order to replicate the event. He disappeared as well. Both agents were discovered at the oldest house, redacted days later, found in a sealed room by the rangers exploring a new area of the house. The light switch cord in the Butte's home closet disappeared during this incident. Is it Butte? Buddy? Butte.
The hotline can't be far now.
To Miami? Hotline chamber. I think it's like the red phone that the US had to the Kremlin. Hotline security log. Hotline security log. All visitors must check in. 18/9/2019, 2:45 p.m. Director Trench. 8/26/2019, 12:13 p.m. Director Trench. 8/31/2019, 11:09 p.m. Bill Everett, custodian. 9/02/2019, 2:45 p.m. Director Trench. 9/9/2019, 2:45 p.m. Director Trench. 9:14. Yeah. You get it. Bill, director, Bill, director, Bill. Carol Bishop. Who was he talking to? That's the question.
The Ocean View Motel and Casino. Dream Logic. The light switch cord. Door marked with Black Pyramid.
Whoa. Have we been here before? No. I've stayed at a lot of roadside motels across the country, on the road, on the run, under the radar. This feels like all of them, like something recognized from a dream.
I'm on the road again.
Hello? Anyone here?
Key has a black pyramid on it.
The hotel. Anything else? No, figure not. Alright. Black Pyramid Room. I feel like one of those obsessive compulsives where you have to do it a certain number of times. Ocean View Motel and Casino entry point. Catalyst, light switch. The law of three applies. People love the law of three. Free long distance. Hell yeah. Don't have to worry about the expenses. New. Ooh. jumped. Yep. Contact extra-dimensional entities. So I guess I'm supposed to communicate with it. Run away! Run away! So much for contacting me. It doesn't tell me how. All I know is to shoot stuff. Not much of a communicator, as it were. Oh, done. Contact us. Collectively, compulsively conclude. Someone's a bit attached.
It is a phone. It's an object of power. It doesn't connect to any typical network. A direct line to the astral plane and the board. And my hypothesis is, under the right conditions, to other planes of existence as well.
A director needs a team. My management team. These people know the secrets of the Bureau as well as I do. Some even better. Darling, Tomasi, Salvador, Marshall. Marshall especially, my head of operations. She sees right through me. She knows I don't like relying on people. The only person you should fail is yourself. But things change when you become director.
Well, Tomasi is already gone, so he's out of the equation. That looks pretty
I
good.
have it. The hotline. I can reach Trench. Well, listen to him. He feels more like an echo. An echo with important info. I need to get back to Emily.
Echo. Right, pause just one sec. Alright, back to it.
People react strongly when I tell them about you. Is it too soon to tell Emily? She might be able to help.
Well, it's like when you're a kid and you have an imaginary friend, right? I guess if you're insistent enough, maybe. They work in a weird fucking place, so they might believe me. Ute hotline OOP 3-UE containment procedure. Object should be inaccessible for use except to the director. Description: para-utility. Object is a 1960s era red bakelite telephone. The rotary dial has been replaced with a black knob of unknown purpose. The phone weighs redacted. The object allows the director to communicate with the redacted. If used by anyone other than the director, the object will cause lethal redacted. See Dr. Darling presentation 11.6 for more information. The object is currently bound to Director Trench. Background: the object spontaneously manifested in the director's office, placed on the desk. Director Northmore was the first named Bureau agent to use it. A battery of tests were run on the object, including redacted and redacted, but its origin remains unknown. Ooh. Let's see what else. Launch cost minus 8%. That's pretty good. What's that? Ammo refund chance on hit 8%. Right, let's get rid of that. Projectiles fired for shatter. Projectile spreads. And the usual. That's fine. Speak with Emily. Oh, back here. Trench, Bureau funding. To all executive staff, I know there's some concern regarding our operation exceeding the annual budget. So long as we operate within the oldest house, we are obscured from scrutiny in many aspects. If our budget demands are not exorbitant to the point of drawing attention, they will be granted by the US Treasury without question. The FBC is just another line in another spreadsheet that some lowly accountant won't even notice. The eyes will skip over us as if we weren't even there. The nature of the oldest house allows us certain freedoms in how we operate. Our being here is no accident. Regards, Zachariah Trench, Director of the Federal Bureau of Control. Hiss elevated. Confidential. Summary. Hiss elevated agents display abilities similar to telekinetic competencies observed in Bureau para-utilitarians. Some prefer to charge their targets, while others launch objects at them. Telekinetic attacks have been ineffective against the Hiss elevated due to their own talent in the area. They do not use weaponry except their own paranatural capabilities. Some Hiss elevated have been seen levitating while strapped into chairs. This is likely the result of individuals being corrupted while undergoing cognitive recording in parapsychology. How are they able to use paranatural abilities? It is possible that these individuals were bound to objects of power prior to corruption. It is also worth noting that the Hiss resonance can identify and express latent paranatural abilities in the individuals it corrupts. Refer to file redacted for full report. Hotline, Tomasi. All of the cutscenes. Agent death notification. Federal Bureau of Control. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Potts, I regret to inform that your son, Graham Potts, was killed in active duty this past week. While the details surrounding his death are classified, I'm honored to tell you that he died in the service of his country. You can be proud of his courage in the face of danger and his commitment to protecting our nation against her enemies. He will be remembered by his comrades and colleagues. I sincerely regret the pain this message will bring you. Take some solace in knowing that his sacrifice helped protect the country he loved so much. His effects will be returned to you with all speed. Sincerely yours, Howard J. Murray, Deputy Chief of Communications, Federal Bureau of Control. Issue is that, yeah, don't get me wrong, they are patriots for dying for their country, but part of the issue is that you're part of an imperialist agenda where you're sent. You see, my problem isn't with the soldiers themselves. They're just there doing whatever it is they're being told, right? So to a certain point, it's not up to them. My issue is with the people who are doing it for money, and they are fine with sending people to go and die because they earn money out of it, and that's the issue. Right, executive meeting minutes. Agenda items for next executive meeting. Raising costs of AWE response. Rising costs of AWE response. Update on mold eradication efforts. Upcoming annual salary review. New suppliers of coffee filters to be found and vetted. Please come prepared. Thank you for your time. Yeah, so a lot of the higher ups see it as pros and cons in regards to whether they should intervene with manpower because it can cost them this much money.
Reminder, if you experience an unanticipated building shift,
rather than, whether they should intervene in the first place. For example, the Gulf War, maybe not the Gulf War, but the Iraq War, and the alleged WMDs. They know they didn't have WMDs, yet they were trying to convince people that they did. That's not a reason to intervene. And I'm all for toppling dictatorships, but the problem then becomes is that if you're going to top one dictator, you can topple them all. And should you be policing the world in the first place? I get that you've got to get something out of something so costly as war. But if it's purely for profit, shouldn't you see to your own citizens? Should you rather not see to your own citizens and spend that money on them instead? Do I have any outfits? No, I don't. Alright, Emily.
Jesse, did you get the hotline? I mean, how is it out there? The comms? The hiss? Sorry. You made it. I'm glad.
Thank you.
Emily? Let's talk.
Of course.
I got the hotline. I can make out what Trench is saying now.
Incredible. What did he say?
He talked about his management team. People who knew the Bureau's secrets. Your boss, Darling. Tomasi, but he's gone. He's gone. Salvador?
He's the head of security.
And Marshall?
Helen Marshall is head of operations. She's tough, ex-CIA. She took her Rangers and went to the research sector to secure the HRA production. She hasn't come back.
Someone who could help us. The other sectors. How do I get there?
It's impossible because of the internal lockdown. You can perform a directorial override to lift it, but that can only be done in the maintenance sector. Normally, you take the sector elevator down there. It connects all the sectors, but it won't work while the lockdown is in effect.
We already got past one lockdown.
Maybe I can find a way.
Jesse, look, with no prep, no training, in this extreme situation, you are doing phenomenally well. And all that and the hiss can't seem to affect you. I mean, I would love to run some tests on you. If you agree, that is. We could find out something that would help us.
Tests? I don't know. She might find out about you.
Seems unlikely.
But I wouldn't mind understanding more myself.
Okay. If you think it will help.
Great. I'll check the internal documentation for any lockdown bypasses. We need to get these sectors open to locate Darling and Marshall.
And I'll look for a way inside the maintenance sector. The sooner we find one, the sooner I reach this override.
up to. Oh, look, it's a Mako reactor.
Do you hear that? Someone's singing. Where's it coming from?
Singing. Sounds like it's coming from the elevator.
The director can launch objects up to 20 feet. Bullshit. You never recorded any distance over 5. Obviously, you never read the P6 data.
All right. Energy is. So I want launch damage. Let's do energy. Health. Search for a way to the maintenance sector. Collectibles. Board. Countermeasures.
Time to work. Meet me in the maintenance.
Like I said before, the janitor is a friendly face.
Dr. Jan Itor.
The maintenance sector is the janitor domain. If I can find Ahti here, he can help me reach the override. Maybe it was you who got me into the oldest house with the lockdown on. Maybe it was Ahti. It felt like he made the elevator appear that took me to Trench's office. Is Ahti guiding me too?
I mean, he did call it. Who needs a level 2 pass when you've got glass walls in it? Book Club. Lopez. Unless You. A review by Captain Lopez. These days most YA novels, that's young adult, intertwine the coming-of-age story with either a contrived dystopian setting or a tragic romance. Unless You manages to do both. In the story, the protagonist and her love interest search for a cure to a virus called The Fix, which is simultaneously killing her and spreading across the whole world. To find the cure, they go on expeditions into dangerous, uncharted territories. The people all lived in walled cities now because dystopian future. And along the way, they just have to fall in love. I liked how we never got to know if the fix was ever actually fixed. The end was bold, especially for a YA. The main character succumbs to the fix when she's so close to the cure and commands her love interest to go on and save the world. She knows this is the end for her, but that the job can still get done. She dies out in the unknown, alone, surrounded by danger, but never loses sight of the goal. That's a good soldier's death. I give the book 3 of 5. I feel most of the teenage angst is a little too lost on me, but I recommend it to my brother's kids. Yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about anything about like romance stuff. I've got friends who ships loads of like, that's just not the part that interests me. Hey,
The
and if you
directorial
like it,
override is right there, in the control room. How do we get there?
but I am not quite so how should we say, quite so involved. I'm not quite so bothered by that. Okay. It's locked. Nothing here. And stay down. You want a piece of me?
What's down that way?
Murray Chase. I thought it was weird. Alright, let's see what I got. Energy boosts. Energy boost. Wait. Launch efficiency. Alright, that works. Assets. More stuff. Find the Yami tour.
Well done. You got the job. It's place for congratulations. Yippee, saatana. It happened in the last drop. I truly need an assistant.
Funny thing is, I've been a janitor. I'm more at home in that role than as the director. Only Ahti here seems to see that.
Yeah, hi, Ahti. Look, we need to get the lockdown lifted, otherwise I can't get to the other sectors. Can you help me get to the override?
Yes, easy peasy. It's just around the corner. But first, we need to get you working. Very small, couple of hours job.
Something tells me it's gonna be more than that.
You think there's a dog buried in this? I can tell you are not yesterday's Krause's son. That's why you'll make a great assistant. Very well. I'll hit the facts on the table. Mä kyllä sanon perkele suoraan, that this house has a vermin problem. A bad one. They've already messed up the cooling pumps. And the power generators of a power plant, perkele. And the pensioner inside is starting to feel the band around his head tighten. The situation needs to be fixed before the plant blows up. And we all disappear like a fart in Sahara.
Trying my best to keep up with this. fix the coolant pumps and the power generators, otherwise the power plant will blow?
But don't you worry. I've left you clear instructions. You'll catch the end of the thread before I go to my vacation. The work's on the task board here. You can do later, when you have time.
Vacation? Right.
Yes, no one's gonna cancel my holiday or seat's gonna rattle. But don't worry at all. You'll take care of it, and soon this crisis gonna be last winter's snow. You better go now, so you don't have to run with your head as your third leg. The door in the back leads to the plant.
The door in the back. That's great. Thank you, Ati.
He's a weird one, but he's cool.
Yep.
Burn the trash.
Burn the trash.
Burn trash around the furnace.
Throw it in the fire. Burn it all. Burn it into a reindeer. Not
All right. Pretty scary, isn't it? Spin grouping efficiency. What's going on here? That's terrifying. Thanks for that.
Ugh, this place makes me nauseous. An object of power. How do you think it got down here? A carousel horse. Why is kid stuff always so creepy?
Yeah, horsey, horsey. Horsey. What? Gold Amity is immune to attacks.
Let's see the hiss keep up with me now.
So bright. Where am I? Janitor's office. Orifice. Alright. That's locked. And there's not. Merry-go-round horse. OOP 16-KE. Containment procedure. Object should be kept in a confined space when unbound. Description per utility. A fiberglass horse once used as a seat for a merry-go-round ride. The pole is still connected to the object. The object is capable of moving short distances at high speeds. This can be quite dangerous when redacted its path. The object is currently bound by redacted. Background. The object was discovered at the site of an abandoned amusement park. Local redacted reported that the rides would move on their own and they would be chased out. When these rumors reached the Bureau, see America Overnight episode 235, agents were dispatched to investigate. 3 local redacted were found dead at the scene. The object attacked Agent Redacted by redacted. Agents revoked Formula C5 to redacted the object long enough to redact it.
Yes.
Unlock. Alright. Oh, yeah. I could have gone here. Yeah, because of that. Bureau office. Level 4. I should check it out. There might be hidden barrels. Well, that'll hurt me. Take that. Yeah, that's what I mean. Just pass through.
Okay, so what happens again if that thing blows up?
Power. Explosion. Too much. Director's duty. Keep the lights on.
You couldn't just send a clear message, could you? It's always got to be cryptic this and cryptic that. Arish escaped OOP. Attention maintenance staff. An object of power escaped the Panopticon a couple of weeks ago and they want everyone to keep an eye out for it. So if anyone sees a merry-go-round horse zipping around the sector, alert me immediately. Do not try to contain it on your own, and definitely don't bind it to yourself. Your security chief, Simon Arish. Well, too late. And he might be dead anyway. NSC power plant. Reminds me of the Civil War title cards.
Hey, are you new? Go talk with Chief Arish in the security booth. He's in charge here.
Oh, he is alive. Okay.
Ma'am! Hey! Chief Arish, FBC Security.
They all have HRAs. We're on the same side.
My name is Jesse Faden. I'm here to perform the directorial override to get the lockdown lifted.
Yeah, Chief Arish, FBC Security. I'm just... Oh, hang on, you're the new director. It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
Ma'am.
So.
Let's skip the formalities, please.
Right. Faden, ma'am. Look, as you can probably tell, it's a bit of a shit show down here. We've been holding our ground, but whatever's gotten into our buddies has them wrecking the coolant pumps and the power converters. The NSC keeps overheating, and my crews keep getting shot before they have a chance to make any repairs.
NSC?
Oh, sorry. Bureau jargon. It's what we call the power plant. You know, the big rumbling metal thing? Salvador, head of security, asked me to protect it in case of an attack. See, what's inside is dangerous. Dr. Darling seemed to know it would be a target.
Darling? He's here?
No, he came down a few days ago, before everything went to hell. He was out of it. Smelled like a bar mat. He was ranting about vulnerabilities and how he only had one large-scale HRA, but that he needed it somewhere else. Still, at least he gave us these personal HRAs before he left. Hey, did I mention that he was tearing his clothes off? Crazy dude.
Darling knew the hiss was coming.
Listen, I love playing 20 questions as much as the next guy, but we have got to get the water and electrical systems repaired before this baby blows. I'll have my guys unlock the doors out of here for you.
I'll take care of it. You stay and keep the hiss away from the plant if you can.
The hiss? That's what we're calling him? Oh, that's catchy. Oh, listen, the radios aren't working, so if you find my boss Salvador out there, could you please ask him what the plan is? I'm sure he will have one by now.
I'll keep an eye out for him.
He sure has a lot of faith in his boss.
At least someone does.
Try to stay alive.
When the converters and coolant pumps are working again, we should be able to get this baby back down to a safe temperature. I hope.
What do you know about the hiss?
Not much, only what I've seen. Well, they use the same tactics that Marshall and Salvador taught us, which makes me think that the hiss haven't completely erased the people inside, which is a pretty fucking horrible thought. Or they're just using whatever they find in their victims' heads. In any case, they are really eager to get inside the power plant.
Why do you think that is?
Shit, I don't know. They want to make my life harder?
What do you do here, Arish?
Security chief of the maintenance sector. I make sure all the weird shit down here doesn't bother the maintenance crews. Learned everything I know from Salvador. The best security agent this bureau has ever seen.
And you like your job?
I love it. You know, everyone thinks that maintenance is the lowest rung on the ladder just because we fix pipes instead of writing memos, but I gotta be honest. These are the bravest people in the goddamn building. I'm proud to work with them.
I've done a few odd jobs with these kind of folks. They say what they mean. I like that.
I also wouldn't want to walk around this place when it's dark and God knows what's around the corner.
What exactly is the power plant?
Listen, I only know what Salvador told me, but I know it generates all the electricity for the Bureau, and it's got two very simple rules. Rule 1, keep it below a certain temperature. Rule 2, don't ever, ever open it. Oh, and 3, it's classified, so I shouldn't ask.
Sounds like secrets are standard operating procedure around here.
Oh, yeah. It's all part of the job.
What do you know about the service weapon?
Not much. That thing is director only. Salvador told me by the time he saw Trench use it. Sounds like that gun can do some serious damage. Yeah, I did see pictures of it once, though, and it looks different to that thing you're carrying. You modded or something? It's new.
Is new a good thing?
Given the circumstances, I'd say new is our best bet.
Do you know this Ahti guy?
Of course. He's my favorite coffee break buddy. Dude has got some crazy stories. He probably knows more than anyone else around here, if you can make sense of what he's saying.
Any idea where he's from?
I'm guessing Sweden.
Safe bet.
He's from where he's from. Look, there are just some stones that are better left unturned, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if he's a good
I should
guy,
be
he's a
going.
good guy, right?
Right.
I saw that.
You gotta
right
lock
now.
down the lift. Blockages in pipe C through.
I'll purify that. Seal it, bang, boom. Stain is gone. Alright, what is that? Launch explosives, that'd be useful. Melee damage. Health. Let's do a bit of health. Shit, maybe I should have did launch damage. Oh well. Astral constructs. Ooh, okay. Okay, so that's the craft weapon mods. One. Evade energy cost minus 7%. That's pretty good. Health recovery per pickup 20. Deconstruct. Right, so what's this? +2 projectiles. Projectile spread. Less. More projectile will be fine. Northmore. Oh, cool. That works. Just put in a weird place there. Smoke. Coolant pumps. Power plant. Pumps and furnace. Okay. Yeah, gotta burn some trash.
Power. Replace the parts.
Replace the parts. These are there you go. Take that. Okay. Pumps. Furnace. Okay, so this is the... Is that so?
My name is Dr. Pierce, lead researcher of the Parakinesiology Department. I believe that I've discovered a Code Omega paranatural entity residing within the Bureau itself, right under our noses. Darling refused to allocate me the budget or resources, so I'm taking matters into my own hands. Let this recording be the proof I need to convince them. The furnace can speak. It's been talking to me for some time now. Listen. Did you hear that? It's a sentient force capable of communicating. I checked and there's no record of ever installing this furnace. I believe that... Oh, sorry. What?
Come close.
Yes, I can feed you. What do you eat? I see. I'll try to find some volunteers.
I'll feed you trash. Gotta find it first.
By trash, did Ahti mean barrels full of hazardous biological material? It seems like they're breaking some environmental regulations on waste disposal, but if that's what Ahti wants, then I'll get it done.
Ahti wants, Ahti gets. I miss. Well, oh, that worked. Alright. It's 2. There's 1. Mailtube complaint. Hey Bozer, get this. The accountant department still says we haven't received my expense reports. They said the receipts probably got lost in the mail tubes because of a shift or a threshold or some such fuckery that if I don't have the originals, they can't verify my expenses for reimbursement. This is such bullshit. Why do we even use these fucking tubes if they just spit out our mail in some other goddamn dimension? Just venting here before I make a formal complaint. Useless piece of shit. Rodriguez. Fast research. Alright, time to go up. Sure, I found it. What a mess. Burn the trash. Directorial override.
Oh, this place is gonna come down.
Go to city. Fix it fast. If the plant goes boom, we can throw the spoon in the corner.
Why do I need this? I guess I'll go upstairs. Clog complaint. That gross blockage down in the water system is back. What the fuck is it? And where does it keep coming from? And why the hell does Artie keep yelling nonsense at it? He acts like it can understand him. Of course he acts like we can understand him too, because that's just his brand of crazy. I'm gonna try out a new drain cleaner, extreme strength. One each side. Okay. Each of the big blue things.
deal with that shit. He's very clever. He's trying to sneak in. We got him caught with his hand in the fish trap.
What the hell is that? Oh, that's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
Yo. Straight out of Resident Evil. In some ways it's less fun. Oh. Like, stop being disgusting. Jesus. Regenerating alcohol. I know, did it die because I had the service weapon?
We need to hurry. There go the pipes. Nothing more satisfying than manual labor.
Enemies, I imagine. Chicken shit. Alright, 15%. Coolant pumps, pipelines. I want to go to Tachi Station and pick up some power controls. Nope, nothing here. Alright, to that lift. Just see.
Let's do this!
What's your read on this?
Energy conversion's well below the acceptable.
Arish, security matters. Hey Simon, I got your message. Yeah, if someone in the sector is asking about RT, just tell them you'll handle it and leave it at that. Under no circumstances should any personnel intervene with his day-to-day routine. I told you everything I know about him so you could better deal with his odd habits, but yes, it's still very much a classified matter. Also, I saw your report about the quarry worker who wandered into the Foundation. Detaining him was the right move. We'll figure out what he saw before we decide on the next steps. Cheers. Lynn. P.S. In case you haven't noticed, something is up between Trench and Darling. I know this isn't your strong suit, but try your best to stay out of it.
Internal pressures climbing so fast, sound amazing. It's still home.
Crew feels a lot safer when you're around.
Alright.
I should.
Right, gotta lock down the lift.
I guess I will go north west. Energy converters. Central maintenance. No?
I don't like that sound.
Yeah, why not? Grip, base damage. Spin has generous magazine, high rate of fire. Alright, let's see. Rate of fire, damage. Definitely damage. Discharged. The Hiss-charged agents are examples of extreme physical deformation resulting from Hiss corruption. Hiss-charged display an unthinking fixation on any non-corrupted individual in the area. Once at specific proximity, they erupt into a burst of focused Hiss resonance, so dense it acts as a physical force. The Hiss-charged is depleted of the Hiss corruption. After this eruption, the host is left lifeless. The behavior may be adaptive response to the HRAs. The Hiss-charged are designed to blow the devices of potential hosts, exposing them to the resonance. Is the Hiss capable of customizing a corrupted host's altered ability to this degree? Why is the physiology of the Hiss-charged so dramatically different from the host's original form? Lots of questions, no answers. Refer to file redacted for full report. Is Trooper. Troopers are meant to be the first agents to enter unknown AWEs, thresholds, or any other naturally hazardous situation. They're heavily armoured and heavily armed in preparation for the worst. As a result of their role, Hiss troopers have access to the heaviest armour and weaponry from the Bureau's armoury, including military-grade machine guns and grenade launchers. In addition to their already formidable FBC-issued armour, the Hiss resonance surrounding these entities is dense enough to stop bullets. If forced to engage one of these, be sure to make use of available cover. Also note to the telekinetically talented, enemy grenades can be a welcome source of ammunitions. Refer to file redacted for full report. Alright.
It's fried up. You need to fix it before the whole Quick Match inside the man is a shit fit.
How do I change? What's the change weapon? Use C switch mode. Good defense. Investigate the training course. Ritual pulse. Okay. One down, two to go.
Let's go lift the lockdown.
Perfect. Maintenance field trip. Maintenance field trip. Guess I'll discover it when I do. Spin grouping efficiency. Spin vessel. Right, let's like a tree and get out of here. Upcoming game reminder. Next game is Wednesday at 8, usual spot. Hazard owes me $20. Arish, still on a fucking winning streak. Someone please figure out how he's cheating. Thompson, suspended for a game because of that shady dealing incident. Guy, I owe you $60. I bought beers last time, says Hepstonstall's turn. Remus. What is this? Looks like NASA. Tulip time.
To protect them. Forces contain a lockdown. By a directorial override.
This is what we came here to do.
Why I'm here. Construct level. Alright. I guess it upgraded. Yeah, level 2. Alrighty. It says X-ray. Not aiming. Access corridor. Pumps, pipe. Why are you beeping me? No, I'm right. Launch efficiency. Yeah, there we go.
Has asked us to document the hiss incantation, she calls it. You mean like in person?
In person, with a pencil and paper. I think she's trying to get us killed.
I saw Trench and Darling arguing a couple weeks ago. Trench was furious. You don't think Darling...
Don't be stupid. What would the Bureau's golden child have to gain from killing the boss?
That's it. The other sector should be open now. I think it's time I told Emily why I'm here. I'll risk it. You two should get to know each other.
I heard that his attack the power plant brings up a lot of questions. Communicating, coordinating.
Jesse, you made it! And you lifted the internal lockdown.
Let's talk, Emily.
Yes, of course.
Listen, Emily.
Screw it. Just tell her.
I haven't been completely honest. I have a younger brother, Dylan. When we were kids, we found an old slide projector in Ordinary's landfill. The slides created doorways to other places. Bad things happened. Came through.
That's all she gets. The rest stays locked inside.
But we found help. Through one of the doorways, we met something. A being.
A being? What kind of being?
It's hard to describe, but she helped us. We managed to turn the projector off. The bad things that came through the doorways were gone. After that, your people came. Tried to grab us. I ran away. They got Dylan.
I left him behind.
Bureau agents took your brother?
Yes. You covered it up. No one believed me. I just want to find Dylan. I've been looking for him ever since.
What happened to the slide projector? It sounds like another object of power.
I thought you took it. The Bureau. Along with Dylan.
I've never heard of it. But around here, I assume everything's classified. You know, I looked into the Ordinary AWE case files after you mentioned it. Trench and Darling were both involved. A large area of the containment sector was reserved for it. The case hasn't been active for a long time. I have no idea if anything's still there. Can you tell me more about this being you found?
Let's hope you two get along.
She's been with me ever since Ordinary. In my head. She led me to you. I call her Polaris.
As in, a guiding star. Did Polaris know about the hiss? If she got you in here in spite of the lockdown, she's very powerful. Which may help explain your test results. Your readings are incredible, Jesse. Now, cross-referencing them with the database, I found 2 matches in Darling's old classified files. Unfortunately, I can't access them beyond the file codes, but one was P6, referring to a prime candidate for a potential future bureau director. This was logged years ago.
Dylan. Is that Dylan?
The other match is on something called Hedron, which must be connected to these Hedron resonance amplifiers somehow. All I know is that Marshall went to the research sector to secure the HRA production after the Hiss first attacked.
So, Marshall seems like our best lead on Dylan.
I need to go after her. How can I get to the research sector?
Use my keycard. The sector elevator will take you there.
Marshall is the next step. What Emily told me about Ordinary, my powers being connected to things in the Bureau's past, I am so close to something. Do you feel it? Something's coming.
We take turns to come for a visit. I helped you. You owe me now. And when time comes, I will come calling.
Hi, Jesse.
See you soon.
Be careful out there.
Whoops. Did not unmute my mic for a while.
I heard the hiss attack.
To be fair, I don't really talk that much anyway, so you're not really missing much. Research sector. Wow, that's embarrassing. Alright. Central research.
Welcome to the research sector of the Federal Bureau of Control. I'm Dr. Casper Darling, head of research. Somebody thought this video would make for great internal communications. I'm looking at you, Mr. Tomasi. So, this is where the magic happens. Anyway, I've been here for 24 years now. I've always been here. And through those years, we've made astonishing discoveries, authored studies of grave importance, and in all this work, there is one thing we know, and that's how little we truly know. Rest assured, we're committed to keep pushing the known laws and borders of reality, and to make the Bureau proud. So, welcome. Assuming you have the necessary clearance, and do follow the safety protocols. Read the manual. Otherwise, bad things will happen.
Research sector, huh? Home of the Bureau's mad scientists.
Astral Plane Counter-Essay. Dr. Darling is insistent that certain objects of power share a direct connection to the Redacted, an entity or group of entities that we have little information on or little that I am allowed to access. In his written reports, he states that there is a clear link between these objects of power and the Redacted, the Astral Plane, and the oldest house itself. His work supposes these links are innate, a fact ingrained into the very blank of the objects, such as the hotline or the service weapon. But what if these particular objects were never linked to the Redacted, but had that connection forced upon them? Isn't it strange that no other objects of power require such direct contact with the blank? Isn't it strange that using the service weapon or the hotline will result in grievous harm or even death if the user is not the direct or at least worthy of the role? Why do we assume that the involvement by the Redacted is a natural fact and not something more redacted? Refer to file 623-9382 for full report.
Regarding HRAs, what are they for? Do you always need to wear them? And what's the deal with the Hedron resonance anyway? Despite what you may have heard, HRAs are not monitoring devices. We're not tracking your movements. We're listening to your conversations while you're wearing them. We can do that regardless whether or not you're wearing an HRA. Think of them as a life preserver. Only instead of water, the thing HRAs protect you from is classified. One day that classified not water might pour in, and you'll be glad you got an HRA keeping you afloat. And if you don't have an HRA, don't worry. It'll be quick and painless. Kidding. I'm kidding.
It'll just be slow and excruciating. Resonance theory. Resonance. It's there, but we can't see it. It vibrates all around us, through us, from us. But what if the vibration is conscious? What could a force like that do? Redacted opened the door to a redacted. I've called redacted. The redacted emits a force that is far beyond the forces we've previously dealt with. It has shown me so much that I have to wonder, is resonance the key element in an altered phenomenon? AWE. Altered items, objects of power, do they share a common redacted that we've yet to discover? We can harmonize control points. What else would the correct frequency allow us to achieve? What if the resonance has been the answer this whole time? Refer to file redacted for full report. Okay. Mutant's Cradle. Darling, budget request. Dear Dr. Darling, I suspect my colleague Dr. Harrington has already contacted you, asking for an increase in her department's budget. I'm not surprised. Parapsychology has always been the squeaky wheel. All fuss but no results. Kinesiology has always been the stronger department. More breakthroughs, more tangible data, more usable research. I'm sure a man of your esteem can plainly see which department is more deserving of a budget increase. Just think what we can add. Just think what those additional resources could do for an already formidable research team. Anyway, I know you're a fan of single malt, so I left a bottle of well-aged brown on your desk. Yours in admiration, Dr. Abraham Lewis. Yes, the not at all bride. Astral plane. Summary. The Bureau spent years studying why objects of power transport users into the astral planes when touched. My predecessor, Dr. Ash, theorized that a potential receptacle, determined by Jungian archetypes and the collective subconscious, would be inhabited by paranatural energies when the ore occurred in its vicinity, creating an altered item. Over time, a link was created by the redacted and the astral plane to that item, making it an object of power. So many additional theories have been raised since Dr. Ash's time. Objects of power were placed on Earth as tests by some astral entity. Our dimension was once part of the astral plane, and the objects were left behind as its borders receded. The astral plane was an early threshold into the oldest house, but the connection was severed, and now the two are linked solely through objects of power. I will attempt to disprove some of these in order to thin the herd. Hopefully the truth will emerge. Refer to file 6-32-6498 for full report. Alright, let's finish this room and then... There's that wheelchair one. Can you lock on? Plant complaint. Hey, so I was just wondering about the plants in research. Is it really necessary to sing to them? I mean, the janitor does have a nice voice, and the plants sure seem to like it. Maybe he could just switch it up a bit? I'm getting pretty tired of the tango. And where did these plants come from anyway? No one seems to remember when they were planted, and people like them a bit too much, if you ask me. Are we being invaded by houseplants? Worth looking into, Dr. Lewis. Came from up there. Alright, I am going to finish up today. Part 2 will be tomorrow, same time. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed it so far. I know I have. I've always liked Remedy games. So I will see you tomorrow for part 2. Alright, bye now.